Good night, everybody. Of course, it's the Gamer Smith back once again with another trove video. Of course, it is basically the late night show. Of course, I will be eventually changing my game for late night. I need to be able to do something else with what I'm doing. Of course, I'll basically try to figure out exactly what I'm going to be doing with the channel and so on and so forth within the next little bit. Now, I'm still doing the event, of course. I'm going to doing some dungeons, whatever the case may be, and doing it that way. Of course, sometimes late night actually works better during the day, but basically you take a risk doing what you're doing, and whatever the case may be. I basically did take time out for the day, and I basically done a stream earlier. Like I said, who missed it, whatever the case may be. Hopefully, be able to catch it now before it gets too late. Of course, this guy is basically always grinning and being happy too as well, as you noticed. I'm not sure. Oh, he's got the wear pumpkin, of course. It's kind of like tasty. Anyway, regardless of that, hopefully everybody's doing good today. And like I said, hopefully, or tonight, it depends on where you're to. Like I said, right now I'm going to be doing some more dungeons to get the rest of those points. Of course, with Trove, I cannot do long streams because it doesn't allow me to do it. No matter how you look at it, I might get lucky by doing short streams, like I said, without the game crashing. Of course, it's all to do with, like I said, the memory dumps in the console and so on and so forth. And it does happen even on PC, so it might be just more than just the console itself. But, it happens a little bit more so than on the console. So, regardless of that, hopefully everybody's doing great. Like I said, I'll be doing just a few more dungeons, of course. Ooh, I just got another stellar. Yum. All right, I'm just going to grab as much as I can here. And let's see exactly where I'm going to be to try to get the rest of this event done, because I'm so close of actually finishing this event. I've got like about another 100, I do believe, or is it less than that right now? Let me see. Oops. Gotta love that glitch. Ooh, I know I need a less than 100 and I'll actually be finished with this event. And then I can start collecting for next event, which is in about another month. I do have some credits and stuff left over, of course. Always good to have those. And of course, those people are actually just playing the game or whatever the case may be. I'd like to be able to go along and say I'm going to have a giveaway. At the end of the event, I'll be giving away some of the smaller allies and stuff like that. Right now, I'm still collecting those few guys, of course. They're not worth much, but like I said, I've got to give something back to all my followers and stuff like that for supporting and so on and so forth, or even trying to support. It's just one of those things. I know they're not going to be there all the time, trying to look after. Like I said, look after and always to view my stream. And I know sometimes my times are a little bit erratic. I understand that as well. I do try to do my best with trying to keep a schedule. This is basically my normal nighttime run, of course. And I tries to do, I'm basically trying to get back into my regular schedule. Like I said, sometimes I'll get the late night one done, and sometimes I don't make the morning. I've got to figure out exactly what I need to do with that. I like to still make 3 streams a day, just because basically doing different games and so on and so forth. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time, but it's not too bad, I guess, when it comes to that. So yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to finish up this event right now and just say clue this one up so I don't have to look at this one anymore and so on and so forth. Because, like I said, I'm so close to finishing it right now. I've got everything else done to that. And like I said, I've got all the mounts and stuff like that. I do try to get everything in every single event because, of course, all mastery does count towards something. It could be just an extra, this say an extra costume change or something like that. Because I do have every single season on here, basically for, like, say, the costume changes and so on and so forth. So I've got the one for Valentine's. I've got one for Easter. I've got one the for Halloween, of course, the one I'm wearing. Like I said, there's two helmets I have. There is only two helmets so far out in the game itself. There is another costume that was just released in the pack, the new pack itself. I'm not wearing that because I'd rather wear the older stuff, because the older stuff is not, you can't get it. You can't get it no more. Like, the costume actually I'm wearing right now is from 2018, and it's a very, very old costume. It's like I think it was like the second or third costume for the event itself. So, like I said, it was one of the older packs anyway. But I don't mind showing off the older stuff because of the fact that basically, to me, I like the older stuff better than the newer stuff. Like, I mean, in that direction, because I love the costumes and the way they were designed. They were designed to basically make it look a bit better. But I mean, that's my own opinion in that direction. Now, some people basically only have the choice of getting the newer stuff and whatever the case may be in the game itself. So, like I said, even if you could get those, I would basically go along and suggest trying to get those, because once they're gone out of the market, they're gone away for good. And that's exactly the way it happens. Like, I mean, it's like playing basically. It's like playing Warframe, but with the vault, once you put something away. Let's go, Mo. How are you doing tonight, my friend? Or this tonight, afternoon, or it depends on where you're to. Hopefully you're doing good, my friend. Like I said, this is my late night stream. Normally, I don't get a chance of actually doing the late night because usually the morning takes so much out of me. Like, I mean, the 8 o'clock streams. So, like I said, I'm lucky because I had my stream yesterday, of course, because doing back-to-back streams is what happens. And what happened yesterday, I ended up basically falling asleep trying to do my second stream, and I said, I can't function that way. So I basically switched over and basically tried to do it this way. So, yeah. And like I said, I done my stream there yesterday. Yesterday, I think it was only a few hours ago. And so, like I said, it's just one of those things. But I am trying to get more games on here and try to get more games streamed. Like, I mean, I've got loads and loads of games to do and so on and so forth. There's loads of content. It's just, the thing is, I'm still trying to get 1,000 mastery in Trove. Like, I mean, overall. Like, I mean, then I'll basically be putting a Trove away. But could be another year or two before I actually do that. But like I said, it's not much content in Trove. Like, I mean, it's a lot of content for a new player. But someone that's been playing for a long time, it's not much content in the game. So, like I said, that's exactly what I look at. You know, I gotta be able to swap my games or do something eventually, so I can actually be able to tailor to other people as well. But like I said, I've been trying to do that just a little bit on and off. Like, I mean, if you're looking at my YouTube channel and so on and so forth, you'll see exactly what I've been trying to do. Like I said, I'm trying to squeeze in a game, like I said, in between, so I can show off my games and what I've got. So anyone actually requests me there to actually play a certain game, I can actually do that and be able to do it that way. And I can actually do special requests as well. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Because, like I said, if you don't have me on added on PlayStation, like I said, then it's kind of hard to go along and say, okay, you got this game, I like to be able to see this, and whatever the case may be. It's really hard to do that. So the thing is, I'm looking for another way of doing it, and I think my streams and stuff like that will actually be able to help me out with that. Like I said, and my YouTube channel itself. So it's all to do with work itself and see exactly what will work. To basically, like, I mean, I could make a complete game list and stick it right in my description, but that doesn't work. Especially when I've got, like I said, a little bit over 300 games. So I can't just get up and do that. I just can't wait for the new year as well. the new year, they had a couple of good games coming out. In 2023, which is only around the corner. They got one game called Fatal Frame. Basically, they're remastering it from the PlayStation 2. Now, the horror genre side of it, it's a really extremely good game. I loved that game to death when it comes to the PlayStation 2. But they are actually remastering it. It looks like they done a really beautiful job with it. And like, I mean, it is basically a really, like, I mean, you don't know what's around the corner because you don't see it. It's like if you're watching people playing Dead by Daylight and stuff like that, or other games, you'll find it exactly like I said. That game is just kind of like meh compared to some others. But like, I mean, this is exactly what I'm looking at. I'm looking at trying to get the better looking games, the ones that actually have true horror behind them. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm looking at, like I said, those type of games. But there's not many games that get remastered, and a lot of games that was good. Like, I mean, like I said, even Dead Space is a really good game too as well. Like, Dead Space is being released next year too. So I will be I think will be streaming both of those. I could get basically an emulator and so on and so forth on Dead Space and whatnot, but the controls doesn't work exactly right. You can't customize. So, like, I mean, I tried before. Like, I got the emulators and stuff like that because there's no other way to play them because the games are a bit expensive when it comes to that. Like, I mean, you're paying almost $100 for, I think it's like Dead Space 1. And that's exactly what I look at. Like, I mean, when it comes out on console, basically I will be playing that. And I might just go along and play it on the PC instead. Because my PC is basically a lot faster and so on and so forth. So I can get better load times, whatever the case may be. So I can get a few games and stuff on my PC as well. But I do love the horror genre. I do love it to death. Depends on what game it is. I would love to see the game Silent Hill recreated. And I mean, not just basically, I like to see that remastered so it can actually play on the new type consoles as well. Like I say, Silent Hill is actually a really good horror game as well. But like I said, Dead Space, of course, and basically Dead Space is going to come out in 2023 in February. And also, that's the release date now of currently that I know of. And there's a couple of other horror games coming out in 2023. That's going to be remastered from PlayStation 2 and some of the stuff from PlayStation 3. Now, I just can't wait for them to get released because I want to play those. I know I've got a PlayStation 3 right in front of me, but the streaming apps and stuff like that is being shut down. So I could play the game and so on and so forth, but I can't stream it. But there's no way of doing it. So I can't show you exactly what the game is like. Like, I mean, you can go back and look at some of the old videos. That's the thing. But with the remastered version of it, it looks pretty darn sweet. Like, I mean, I've already seen the videos of it and so on and so forth. And it's pretty crazy what they did with it. Like, I mean, they never just give it a little bit of a different polish. What they did with the game itself is basically gave it a better lighting. They actually use ray tracing this time too, so it makes it look a heck of a lot better, and so on and so forth. So I will basically be doing that in the upcoming year with those with those games. Like, I mean, with the two games itself, I just can't wait for them to get released, so I can basically put more different content to here. I know, like I said, the racing titles and stuff like that kind of got a short basically time. Like I said, you got Fatal Frame. Basically, you've got the Dead Space. Both of those games are just going to be, I think they're going to be great, big, huge hits because they were big, huge hits back on the other consoles. And I mean, legitimately when it comes to that. And people are actually doing the horror genre and stuff like that. And I see people playing horror games all the time, and they do enjoy the games a lot because it's not just boring and so on and so forth. And it's not just like the everyday game, just because of the way they're designed. And that's exactly what I'm looking at right now currently, is trying to get my hands on them basically as soon as they get released. Like I said, I don't have nothing on pre-order yet, but I will be doing that within the next month. I'm just making sure their release date is not going to be delayed or anything like that. Like, I mean, I can pre-order them right now on the console, but I don't want to have any more console games. I got plenty of them, of course, but I want to be able to bring my repertoire of games, of course, on my PC, because right now I've got almost no PC games, so you don't see me doing like a lot of the OBS streaming and stuff like that and so on and so forth. So yeah. No, basically, I'm not going to redo Trove again. Trove is one of those games itself. I like to be able to do it, but I'm not going to regrind the characters again. That's way too much work. That's way too many years gone. I'm just basically, because Trove will be my main console game, and I will still be doing Trove and stuff, but I'm just looking for a late night stream type of thing. So I can have something different to show up on my basically on my stream list and so on and so forth. And plus, like I said, I've got my Discord right now actually posted up there too, so the more people can actually follow me correctly when I'm actually streaming and so on and so forth. It makes it a little bit easier to find what I'm actually streaming and what I'm not. Because I know you can follow people, and not everybody looks at their screen when it comes to that, but a lot of people do use Discord. They also use Twitter, but they use more of a Discord type of thing. So people can actually do that now as well. I forgot to post it up a couple of months back because I was like, oops. I basically had my Discord for the longest time, and I was like, okay. I said, what do I do? Like I said, how do I get the link to work? Because I was trying to get the links to work and stuff with Discord. And now I've basically figured out, okay, this is exactly what you got to do. This is how you get it to work. And you basically go straight into my Discord, and you'll be able to go straight there and add my Discord channel as well. So both links are in my description itself. You'll be able to go in there and add that, so you know exactly what I'm doing, what I'm streaming, and so on and so forth. It makes it a lot easier for everybody to communicate as well, because, like I said, if basically true gamers and stuff like that, or basically just streamers itself, I find they do a lot of Discord. They do have their own servers and stuff like that too as well. So basically, it makes it a lot easier to communicate. Like, I mean, if you got a question, and if I'm actually not on here, like I said, if I'm not streaming at that time, you'd be able to say, hey, man, what are you streaming again? And whatever the case may be. And it makes it a lot easier for me to go along and say, okay. And basically, I can almost select a certain time, too, at the same time. Not because of one person, but a bunch of people would be like, hey, man, when are you streaming this game again? Or whatever the case may be. And I'll be able to go along and say, okay, I can basically be there next hour or two. Depends on if I'm tired or whatever the case may be and what's going on. As I said before, I'm still recovering a little bit from surgery, but I'm slowly getting there. My energy is coming back up and so on and so forth. So it's not doing too bad. Like I said, it could be doing worse. But like I said, you can't complain because no one's not going to listen to you. But, you know, it's what it is. Now, I'm basically wondering how many of those fragments, not fragments, but there's those things I need. Okay, I need about another 55 of them, so it's not too bad. But yeah. Like, I mean, don't mind streaming, like I said, if there's a point in streaming. And I think with my Discord and stuff, that will help me quite a bit, too. Because it'll give another line of communication. Because right now, the line of communication was only my Twitch. And that is kind of like good, but it's also kind of bad at the same time. Because it has that door itself. And like I said, once I shut my thing down, people will be like, okay, like I said, you might have a question or something like that. Or there could be just anybody in that direction and be like, how in the heck do I get in touch with this person? Or how do I do this or do that? And then now, basically, you can be able to do that. So, yeah. But now I got my links and stuff working correctly and so on and so forth. And whatnot. So, like I said, it took me a little bit of time to actually get my links working because for the longest time they didn't work. And I was like, because I used to go in and, like I said, tweak my stuff and everything else just to make sure everything is working. And like, I mean, half the time it would basically wouldn't even show up. So yeah, I'm just glad I got it fixed now to where it's actually feasible for everybody. And like I said, if you're basically playing Trove or playing whatever, like I said, and if you basically added me to PlayStation or cross play, well, cross play you won't see my list. But if you add me to PlayStation, I'll give you my PlayStation ID as well, and you'll be able to go straight through there. And that goes for anybody. No, It's basically a simple one to remember itself. But this is on me on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. Like I said, eventually I'll be doing crossplay, which I do have a crossplay account as well, and so on and so forth. And I'm trying to support as many players as possible, how many games as possible that plays the same games as me, or just a little bit, or just even just a little bit different games. Like, I mean, if you're playing like whatever. But I always try to support as much as I can because it's what it is. Like, I mean, the more support you get out there, like I said, if you're trying to strive for something, whatever the case may be, it works. You know, but as I said before, like, I mean, as I said earlier today, and it sounds like I was basically kind of like making a rant video on how to Twitch to a point. But no, like I said, like, I mean, when it comes to following and stuff like that, you can basically, a lot of the followers are just numbers. Like, I mean, if they're not interested in your game or whatever the case may be, you can have a bunch of numbers. You can have a bunch of people coming in and saying hello or whatever the case may be. And that's pretty much the furthest they'll go with that. That doesn't mean they're there to actually to go along and support the stream. But like I said, if you've got like active numbers and stuff like that on Twitch, I find that, like, I mean, if I'm supporting you, if I'm looking at your stream and you're looking at my stream, and it does really, I look at all different types of games. I look at all different types of streams because I like to see people get affiliate. I like to see people getting something out of what they're trying to do because I know how many hours is required to get what they're trying to do itself. And I don't care how erratic or someone's schedule is. I will try to do my best to get in a stream with them. Like I said, I'll basically look at their stream and say, okay, this is exactly how I can support. I'll stay in there, like I said, about a half an hour, sometimes an hour, and basically support them as much as I can. So they can get their views up and so on and so forth. So if you got like basically two members to basically just viewing their stream, I'll be the third one to go in there and basically to support them. So they'll always have three members, no matter what. And that's exactly what I'll look at. And like I said, I'll stay there just long enough to get to three. Then I'll move to somebody else. And I'll keep on doing that until they actually get enough players. And that's exactly what I do. And it's to me, it's a proper way of doing it. But, like, I mean, just to get the love back, sometimes it doesn't work. Especially if you've got like other streamers streaming on their own. I don't expect people to drop everything from me either. But if they're doing their own streams, whatever the case may be, then basically a lot of people gets left behind. And that's exactly what happens. And where I'm actually not a real big, huge streamer as of such, as to some others, like someone actually like at 400 or 500 followers and so on and so forth, I've been trying to build up my numbers so I can actually be able to get a more of a line going. So I know exactly what's out there, what games are out there. And like I said, I really don't care what you're streaming, as long as basically it's interesting. And I'll be able to see what other games is out there too. So if this, like I said, a certain game that's really extremely popular, I'll be able to see, okay, there is 10 people streaming this. There's only 5 people streaming that, 2 streaming that. It gives me a games list. And that's exactly what I'm doing it for. I did this before with an old account. That worked quite well, but it took me almost 3 years to actually get anywhere with it. And what I'm saying is, it took me almost 3 years just to get, not like, I mean, I never done Twitch before, but I'm talking about the YouTube. It took me almost 3 years to do it because I used to go along and watch all the YouTube streamers and look for not the biggest number, but a number that would actually work and a game that I was interested in, and then I can actually look at the games that I wasn't interested in. And I used to basically stop following people, and a lot of those followers itself became a basically dead spaced, and I started deleting those people that really didn't stream much at all, and I started building a repertoire of that because I'm still a very active streamer. It's just that my schedule is a bit messed up. And like I said, I understand that, and I'm trying to fix that as much as I can, you know. And like I said, it's just where everybody's under different time zones. Like I said, I'm still in recovery and so on and so forth. Even like I said, before my recovery and stuff like that, before my surgery, I was actually keeping a decent schedule. And then, like I say, like that, as soon as I got my surgery, it basically hit me like a ton of bricks, and that changed my schedule completely. So I'm now trying to get back into the swing of things again and try to make stuff work right for everybody. So yeah, like I mean, it's what happens, to be exact. Like some people think, like I said, as I said before earlier today. Some people think, oh, I'm going to go along and look at this person for about 30 seconds. Well, 30 seconds doesn't mean nothing. Not to Twitch. 30 seconds, it doesn't pick up. Like, I mean, I've seen like my basically my bars and my graphs and stuff like that. I'm trying to follow that as much as I can. Learn a little bit more about that now that works. Because, like I said, I'm talking to some of the top Twitchers and stuff like that. I do have a couple of people that I do follow here that's got over 1K followers and stuff like that. But like I said, a lot of people that I do follow, they don't follow back. They don't realize they're basically trying to do the good. I don't really be right. I'm not just looking just for followers, but basically to support those people that actually has those gaps. You know, when you get like that 3, 4, 5 hour gap and there's nobody really online, like, I mean, if you're basically trying to get your content and ads and stuff like that and trying to make money and so on and so forth, and if you are a partnership or even the affiliate with enough followers, even though you've got the numbers, that doesn't mean you're actually a top streamer. That's just the way it works. And that's exactly what I like to do. I like to be able to fill those gaps in, even if it's only by one person. And I'd be able to do it that way. Because I've seen some of the top streamers, like they'll do about an hour or two, and they'll actually quit streaming because they don't have the views. You know, they're used to having high views, and they don't hit a certain number. They'll basically say, screw it, I can't do it, whatever the case may be, and they'll go along and just basically shut down their stream. I've seen that happen a dozen times. Like, I mean, I don't shut down my stream because of that. I shut down my stream because I know it's going to soon crash or there's going to be other problems. And that's the reason. Like, eventually I'll basically be moving away from Trove itself because what's going to happen is, because I can't do long streams with Trove, not without having issues. Like, I mean, I like to be able to play racers. I like to be able to play all that because I'm still into those games as well. But the only problem is, like, I mean, with Trove, it crashes way too much. And it seems like it's getting kind of like worse instead of better. So I don't know what this game is going to be like within a year, because every time they add something new to the game or whatever the case may be, they don't fix the issues at the very beginning, and they just add more issues to it. So that's exactly what happens. Like, even if I started playing on PC, I'd just be regrinding everything that I've got done now. And that is a big, huge problem to that point, because it would take me that much longer to get everything, get the ball rolling and do it that way. I've seen people, like I said, play less time than me and still get decent, but they're still working on like the very tail end of their game. Like I said, but they've been working on that probably by 2 years, maybe 3. So like I said, I'm looking at exactly where I'm to now on the console. And like I said, I'm just saying to myself, is it worth it going back and try to actually regrind everything? Like to regrind all the dragons. And basically, 2 dragons I won't be able to get no more. That is the 2 PvP ones. So unless I'm actually spending money That's the only way to get in them, or basically grind and bake, basically making a mass farm to get flux and so on and so forth. And that's the only way of doing that. And then I've got a chance of getting the credit pouches and stuff like that that I would need for those dragons that I'm missing. But they're locked away. You got to literally basically focus on them almost right away. But like I said, if they're not there available right away, you can't really focus on them. They're gone. So what happens is you get everything else, and then you're basically so far behind. Then try to actually regrind everything back. So basically, you be thousands and thousands and thousands of mastery off from where you currently are with anything else. And I mean not just like 10,000, but like about 500,000, because mastery does go that high. Like, I mean, if you look at exactly what it is, I'll show you exactly in the leaderboards right now on here, if it was going to work. Yes, I know Jack Sparrow, and I don't mean the pirate either. I know him as the gamer. He used to play on here on the console at one point. I don't know what happened to him though. Like, I mean, I remember when he used to play on the PlayStation 4. And then he also used to play on the PC too as well. I don't know if he just switched to PC or he just absolutely disappeared. So I know who you're talking about, though. It sounds funny that you're basically talking about the Pirates of the Caribbean. No, that's not what you're talking about. But I know exactly who you're talking about. Like, I mean, I used to play together with him, actually, a while back. So, yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. And there was Ogre, him. There was a bunch of other ones that I used to basically play around with, too, as well, at some point. But there's a lot of people that is gone now from Trove itself. And there's a lot of people after quitting because they're basically sick of the game crashing. Some of these guys are basically top streamers, and they find it they get the same issue as me. Like when it comes to that game, the game crashing and stuff like that. Because think of it this way, I could have like my viewers. Just imagine if I played Trove, okay, and I've got like 50 viewers. I've got all these viewers. All of a sudden, the game crashes, and freaking there goes my 50 viewers. Gone. So what happens is all that work to get those viewers is right at the window because the game just basically done a Trove on me, and that's the thing. That thing is basically I know that's might happen in the future on me when I get my numbers and stuff up, whatever the case may be. Like I said, I'm a numbers person itself. I like to see numbers. But I like to see numbers working together. I don't like to see numbers that will be dead and so on and so forth. But yeah, like I said, I know what you're talking about. But like I said, it's been a while since I've seen him last. Like I said, I don't even know where he's actually to now. Because like I said, we used to roll together. We used to do delves and stuff together. Whoops. But it's been a while. Like, I mean, he started off here. And then it just disappeared. It's like I think it was there was another Trove player that actually just literally passed away just a little bit ago too. Like he's one of the very top Trove players. I'm not talking about Ogre. I'm not talking about him. But it was actually a younger person. I don't think they were at 32 or 35 or something like that. He hit the media. They were playing more than just Trove, but they were known for Trove quite a bit. And I think he died with health problems and stuff like that. See, you got to remember, when it comes to it, people don't realize this either. There is a lot of people that streams, a lot of people that do stream itself. Basically, they might start off like being, like I said, a healthy person, whatever the case may be, but a lot of their health deteriorates too, which is kind of sad because I see people all the time, like I said, being there. Like, I mean, they still try to be happy, but I mean, like, I mean, they don't move around that much, or whatever the case may be, and it just saddens me to see that. But it's just something that it happens. It happens to the best of us when it comes to that. So, like I said, I've seen a couple of people that I used to stream with back in the day, and they don't exist anymore. Like I said, they died with heart attacks or freaking doing something. And like I mean, I that's why I said I miss the old crew that I used to have, but the sort of crew will never return. There's some crew that quit playing the game itself or games that I do play, and like I mean, I used to have a crew for just for GTA. And when I used to have the crew for GTA, I used to have a 16-man crew for GTA. And of course, with all the hacks and cheats and stuff like that, a lot of those guys basically quit. And then they started playing Destiny. We used to have, hey, Nate Ryder, how are you doing, whoa, you're a stranger, dude. How are you doing tonight, my friend? Like a long time no speak. Of course. Hopefully things are going great for you, my friend. Like, I mean, I always try to basically do my late night streams when I can, of course, and try to do a few extra odds and ends. Of course, I'm talking about old gamers, like I said, that's gone past. I'm also basically yeah, Knight Rider. Very, very good supportive player when I'm actually doing my late night streams. Sometimes he makes it, sometimes he don't. But I mean, it's all the love, my friend. I'm after seeing his streams good few times, and so on and so forth. I try to support back when I can. Like I mean, I've got a few people, but I never forget about the little guys or the medium sized guys. Like I said, followers do not mean nothing to me as of such. It does mean something when it comes to, like I said, trying to get affiliate and stuff like that and try to get your numbers up. But I mean, in most cases, like basically, it just becomes a number. Like I mean, if you're not there to support, whatever case may be, it makes a big huge difference at the end of the day. But yeah. This is why, like I said, I look at some people and say, hello. So, like I said, I'm just happy to basically see those supporters and once again and whatnot. Like I said, even if it's only once in a while, I see those supporters. That works. That's why I said, when I used to have, going back to what I was just saying, when I used to have the 16 crew of basically doing the Grand Theft Auto, we used basically do the heist. We used to do everything in the game itself. And basically, yeah, I know. Something, dude? You are doing what you're doing, dude. Like I said, I appreciate what you're doing, of course, as always. I appreciate everybody. And I try to do my best to try to basically to get back into and say hello back to those people that's supporting. Like, I mean, it's really, really hard to basically to get like good supporters. Like, I mean, the people that's not going to be in there for about 2 seconds and say, laters, out the door. Like, I mean, it does happen. I know there's lurkers, there's different aspects. But, yeah. Whoa, Sammy, nice eyes you got there, sir. So, how are you doing tonight, my friend? A long time no see. Literally. So, how are you doing tonight, my friend? No, no, no. Sammy is actually another good supporter as well. I'm very happy to actually, yeah. I thought you were basically trying to make, yeah, but that's the name of the person. As long as you don't call him Lamey, you're doing good. But anyway, regardless of that, but it's what it is. Like I said, if you're there only for a few seconds, I know you want to check out the game and stuff like that, and so on and so forth. Lamey, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Oh man, but I never make fun of, like I said, names or anything like that. But it just sounds different. But right now, I'm actually doing this event. I'm slowly getting this done for today. Well, I'm doing pretty good, I suppose. I could be doing better. Like I said, my schedule is so erratic right now. I'm trying to get back to work. Right now, I'm basically living on just a little bit of funds that I saved up the last 2 years. So I'm actually just living on that. So, like, I mean, once I run out of money, I've got to go back to work. But of course, I can't go back to work just yet. Yeah. See, the thing is, for me, I got to get back to work. Yeah. Well, basically, yeah. Well, basically, support is not just chatting itself, but it's more to do. Well, I'm actually healing pretty decently. Yep. Two best ways of supporting a player is just hanging back just a little bit. Basically, what it is, I will tell you exactly how Twitch works to a point. A lot of people just don't get how Twitch works. Basically, if you're hopping in, just looking at the game and just leaving, like I mean, for me, I spend about 30 minutes into a stream just to make sure that Twitch actually recognizes me there. But you don't have to spend that long. Like, I mean, to that point, if you don't like the game or whatever the case may be, if you like to be able to support the streamer, basically all you need is about a minute. That's it. And what it does, it goes along. You look at the number of players that's there. Like right now, I've got 4 viewers. So basically, one of them is a ghost. Okay, just to let you know. So I got 3 main video viewers right now. So I'm getting 3.0 for tonight. Like I said, at the end of the stream. But now the thing is, the more viewers you have, the higher your point is. So basically, it is if I got 4, 5, 6. But if you're actually there for only a few seconds, it doesn't count. It's gone. And that's exactly what happens. So just say if I'm in your stream itself, and I'm looking at exactly what you're doing, and I said, okay, I'm going there for about 20 seconds. So it doesn't work. Twitch will not recognize that you are actually in the lobby. Like I said, this is why I spend so much time in the other people's lobbies. So they can actually be able to get their points for the affiliate. And they also get points going towards like ads and stuff like that too. Because once you start getting points for that for ads, they're started getting paid. For me, I'm not too much worried about getting paid. Like I said, I want to get affiliate so I can get my biddies and stuff like that and going everything else going. So I'll be able to have a little bit more fun and get a little bit more options. See, that's all basically affiliate will give you. It doesn't give you like money as of such. But what it does, it gives you more options. So people, when they come into your channel, the channel doesn't look as plain. Like, I mean, I don't have my biddies set up or anything like that because I'm not affiliate yet. And that's exactly what I've been working on. I've been trying to get that the last little bit. But see, a lot of people don't understand how Twitch works. Or if they do understand, they're already that much higher than what you are. And they'd be like, I'm not going to really support that guy. Gone. And that's what happens. It happens quite a bit. So it sounds, like, I mean, I support the 1Ks, the 3Ks, I don't care what followers you have. I really don't. I support the ones basically can support not just myself, but you support other players. Like, I mean, I look at people, like, I mean, don't even stream. They got a few followers and so on and so forth. I look at exactly what to do with that. Well, see, the problem is I can't, well, I'm already on the US server, but the thing is, like, I mean, if I'm going to play on the UK server, like I said, that means I'll have to start all over again. And me to start all over again with Trove, it's got too many years. I got way too many years. I know how to go along and cut those years down quite a bit, but it's just one of those things. I just don't want to regrind all over again. No. What do you mean by how close? Affiliate-wise, I'm at 2.3 right now. At the 3.0. So I'm close, but every single time I get close, people will be like, okay, I'll help. But then all of a sudden, they walk away. Now, I love to be able to get affiliate because I love to get the options. I like to be able to get, like, I mean, there's some games in there too. Like, I mean, if you, it does take a lot longer than what you think because if there's no support for a day, it goes dead. And that's what happens. So just say, okay, if you wanted to see one of the things, I got my bots and stuff set up, and I'll show you exactly one thing. I'm going to show you exactly. I just type in game, what game I'm playing right now, and it tells people what console I'm actually using. So, like, I mean, it's just one of those things. So if you're on basically PC, it'll tell me that you're on PC, so I can actually be able to know exactly what I can support and what information to give out. So, it makes my job a lot easier too as well. So it's not just one side of the coin itself, it's a bunch of stuff that I can actually work on and do it that way. Now, there is games like, there's roulette there is different things, but I need biddies to actually for it to work. I need to be able to have something else built into my channel, which I don't have. So that's exactly what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to get that running. So, and everything all my options will be there to basically to have itself. As I said before, like I said, if you're there supporting and stuff like that, it's pretty much mutually appreciated, of course, as always. Like I said, when it comes to like knowing how the Twitch and stuff works, like, I mean, Twitch is a lot easier to get stuff done than what is with basically with what's it called? The YouTube. YouTube is really lucrative, and I mean it's quite a bit harder to get something done with that because you got to literally fight for all of your followers, literally, and it's annoying because you can have like 100, 200, 300 followers on Twitch, and you have nothing on your basically your main channel. No, you can't. You can't search by anything. It's basically white. YouTube is great for dumping videos. That's it. There's nothing, absolutely nothing else you can do with YouTube. Like, I mean, it's good for dumping videos or basically doing guides and stuff like that. I'm doing whatever the case may be with certain games. But there's nothing else that's viable to YouTube. Like, I mean, if I stream, like, to get followers, like if I'm basically looking at the follower number versus like what I've got on here, see, I could follow just any random person and add them to my list to a point and support them. You cannot do that with YouTube because it doesn't allow you. YouTube is basically made for the corporate business, but it forgets about the gamers and stuff like that completely. Because think of it this way, what gamers is and the way the gamer community works is all about communication and so on and so forth too. Like, I mean, if I'm playing a game and you basically like to be able to play with me and you're searching for me, you cannot search up a person unless they tell you the web address. Like with Twitch, you'd be like, hey man, I could go along and view this guy. And it like I said, it's pretty cool to watch. And then you can just go right into that channel. You cannot do that with YouTube. YouTube is just basically, to me, it's a downer. Just because of that reason. Now, like I said, YouTube is great for, like, say, storing videos and do all that stuff. Which, unless you're basically a very high, not affiliate, but if you are actually very high in, like I said, partnership and stuff like that within Twitch, you will actually get those bonuses or very close to those bonuses as YouTube. But it takes a long time to get there because you need the followers, you need the supporters, you need all of this backing. And that's just exactly the way it works. If you have no backing whatsoever, then it's like what? What do you do? How do you get it? Like, I mean, you can be the best, basically, Twitcher out there, you can be the best everything out there. That doesn't mean you're going to have the backing. You can have like 150, not 150 followers, but you can have 100,000 followers and still only get a percentage of that. And I mean a very small percentage of that. So it really, like I said, when it comes to it, like, I mean, when it comes to like YouTube and stuff like that, I don't like using YouTube that much. I don't mind using it for, like I said, say dumping videos and stuff to it. But, you know, All right, Sammy. Hopefully, be able to return it once again. But thanks for the support, by the way. Like I said, and thanks for the follow. Like I said, much earlier the week, of course. But yeah, it's all good, you know. People don't realize, like I said, when you actually support someone and you decide to go along and just, even as I mentioned before, I turned around and said this. I myself, like I said, looking at like the how followers and stuff works and so on and so forth. Just imagine, okay, if you're not streaming right now, and you just build up your streamers list and so on and so forth. You build up your streamers list and you decide next year to go along and start streaming. You can actually start doing that. So what I'm saying is, like, I mean, you got a basis to start off with. It's not just a dead channel. So that makes a great big difference as well. Now I gotta see what this llama looks like. Ooh, Lama Sutra. Nice, sweet. Does it fly? No, it doesn't fly. I'm glad it doesn't, because that would be totally against the logic. Okay, I'm gonna go along and go back to my dragon, of course. Anyway, regardless of that, like I mean, once you get into streaming and stuff like that, understand how streaming works, people be like, "Oh, that's how you do it," and that's exactly how it is. Like I mean, I do have my Discord now mentioned as well, and other things like that. Basically, to get support on my end, plus I can go along and basically support more people. Like I mean, I've got Discords, I've got people's servers, I got everything. When someone goes live, it goes along and gives me a message. And normally, if I'm basically there, I try to support them as much as I can. So that is exactly what I do. Like I mean, it's what I like to do itself. I like to be able to support gamers because, like I said, I've been gaming for so many years itself, and that's exactly what I like to be able to do. I like to be able to give something back to the communities and stuff like that, and at least doing the same thing as I do, like I said, in that direction, but trying to go along and try to make something for themselves. Like I mean, it's just one of those things, and it's a lot of fun doing it that way too. Let me see, 168. I need a dragon, and I'll be able to 169 leaderboards right now, and here. I'm doing not too bad, I think. 139. That's gonna drop back down a little bit. Looks like someone is actually using more flux to go along and do their gems, but I'm not in no rush for that right now. Anyway, regardless of that, I'm just gonna end my stream here, of course, just in case I get troved again. Well, like I said, thanks for supporting, guys. Hopefully, be able to see you again, of course, and hopefully be able to get my affiliate and stuff like that. But no rush. Like I said, I'm never in no rush to get anything done, of course. Like I mean, it's like I said, it's just what I do. Like I said, I support more people than I get back. Like I mean, I've got more followers than I need. Yeah, and same thing with you, my friend. Hopefully, be able to see you again as well, there, Night Rider as well, and hopefully be able to get more followers, so I'd be able to, yeah, to get basically more support to those players. And that's exactly what I look at. Well, see, the thing is, you got to remember, in some cases, like when you get all these numbers and stuff like that, numbers basically becomes dead. Like, I mean, to a point. If you're not there to basically to support the player itself, and if you're not supporting the streamer. Like, I mean, as I said before, and I'll basically say this again once more, you basically, all you got to do is just sit there for about a minute into the stream, and that's it. You don't need to spend all day. You don't need to spend that much time. And just look at the viewers when you first come in. If I see like 2 viewers, I'll sit there until it becomes 4. Because just in case one of those is our ghost or whatever case may be, and I'll be able to support that player. And that's exactly what I do. Like, I mean, that's why I've got my YouTube. I've got my Twitch, not my Twitch, but my Discord. I got everything listed right now, so I can support more players. And that's exactly what I do. I mean, I've been gaming for so many years. I'd like to be able to share that information. Anyway, guys, I'm going to say good night to you guys. Hopefully you have a good night, of course, or good morning or good afternoon, depends on where the part of the world you're in. And hopefully we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, guys, and have fun. Hey, how's it going, Stock? And I've got again. No.